Hey, Widow Sisters, did you know that you can actually heal from grief? You can actually heal from the pain and the weight that feels overwhelming in grief. Because if time healed grief, you wouldn't still be feeling this way. You may find yourself in survival mode, like you're just barely making it. You're just enduring this fog and this season, not knowing how you're possibly going to keep living your life the way you're living it right now. You may be struggling physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially to grab onto something to hold on to. Or you may be maintaining life, but just functioning, like you've learned how to live as a widow, but you're not excited about life and you still bear the weight of grief and pain. Maybe you thought that grief would soften by now, but it hasn't. You thought it would have gotten easier or lighter, but maybe it feels like Groundhog Day every day is the same thing, or that life is even getting worse and harder in widowhood. And I know some of you are thinking, is this just the way that life is now? Resigning to endure suffering until you too pass. This is not the way that we're supposed to live, yes, even as widows. Now, I believe that widows are not just meant to survive or to endure their lives, but to truly heal, grieve, and rebuild with hope and purpose. I know grief can show up unexpectedly in waves that just hit you out of nowhere, crying at random moments, waves that seem to knock the wind out of you. Feeling like you're not functioning well in your life as a parent, in your job, or showing up for yourself. Maybe you've tried the things that others or culture has told you, like just giving it more time or staying busy, just having more faith, but without tools in grief or real community that understands or supports you. Maybe you're doing the things like therapy and groups, but you're not seeing a difference. All the things that you have tried aren't working for you. And maybe deep inside you're feeling like, I should be farther along by now. And maybe you realize that deep down, you really don't want to be this sad forever. You want life to be different, but you just don't see how that's possible. There are lies that many widows believe, like grief that is this painful and overwhelming is just permanent, that their happiness, the good life that they had before, it'll never be that good again, it's gone, or that healing means betrayal or letting go of the love that they had for their late husband, none of which are true. Grief is an emotional experience, and insight alone does not heal a broken heart. Here's why many grief supports fail. Most grief help is intellectual, advice-based, or coping-focused. We're often taught to just be strong and don't dwell on it and move on. Grief requires not only understanding, but action. You don't need more time. It's not about having more time, or it would have changed already. It's about intentionally investing in your healing in the time that's passing. And there are proven tools to help you. Allow me to share more with you about the grief recovery method. It is the only evidence-based grief method in the world. It is structured and proven by research to be effective. This action-based method helps heal emotional pain by bringing things to completion. Now, it is not venting, it is not positive thinking, nor is it suppression. Its core purpose is helping you deal with unfinished emotional business. And that can be with your late husband in the way that he passed in that journey, in the aftermath, and even with the other relationships that are foundational in your life. It helps you by addressing these unspoken words, unmet hopes, and the future that never happened that you long for. And widows relate to that because grief is layered, isn't it? There's the death to deal with. There's our identity, our dreams, our safety, and our future. So many pieces. And the grief recovery method is equipped to help handle them. As the only evidence-based grief recovery program, It is backed by research from Kent State University and peer-reviewed journals. Evidence-based means it's not just comforting, it actually works. The people who have gone through this program experience an effective relief in the levels of pain in their grief and a lightening of the load that they are carrying. And we know healing doesn't mean forgetting. Here are some of the things that healing does look like. Breathing easier in your regular day-to-day experience, thinking about your loved one, having reminders of them, or triggers without being wrecked. Feeling present again, having emotional energy for life, showing up for your kids in a healthy way and as a healthy example, and feeling more alive and lighter, looking forward to your future with joy and hope again. So the pain is removed, but not the love. As a certified grief recovery method specialist, I can help you through virtual groups. They are structured, guided, and safe. They are also confidential. We go through a weekly program, and you get to choose what loss or pain points you want to work on. I want you to understand too that as a certified specialist, it's not just that I'm certified and equipped, which I am, and it's also not just that I have had a general loss and experience of grief myself, but I've been widowed, and I've been so low in my widowhood that I myself attempted suicide. I have gone from being hopeless to creating an incredible life of freedom, joy again. And I am here to help other widows do the same. So I get it. I've walked the journey before you. This program is not overwhelming and it's not re-traumatizing. It's structured and we go through the whole thing together. Allow me to read you just a couple of testimonials from people that have gone through my group. Following the journey using the tested method of grief recovery, one begins to realize that with the pain and sting of grief pain removed, breathing and living life is easier. This proven method will change your life. It was during part of the method it really hit my heart. I could feel the pain release when I reached completion. I am free now. After 45 years in ministry, I can honestly say this has been the most impactful healing process I've ever encountered. And I have experienced it myself. And I have experienced, after all the work I have done in therapy, with groups, reading books, doing podcasts, attending conferences and retreats, that there were still levels of pain and wounds that were not addressed, that I couldn't get to, that this method did. And it's why I am so confident to share it with you. Time alone doesn't heal grief, we know that, and neither does talking without action. Without bringing the right treatment to the wound, without completion, our grief stays open, it stays heavy, and it stays painful. This method works because it gives grief a path forward, and it replaces suffering with choice. Without action, there can be no change, and now you have a choice to make a change through a proven, structured program. If you are tired of widowing alone, you don't have to anymore. And if you're feeling lost in the struggle, there is a path forward. I would love to invite you to join my virtual groups. All you need is to be ready, to be willing to take the first step, because without change, it's not going to change. You will find relief and emotional freedom and hope. So join one of my upcoming virtual grief recovery method groups. You don't have to suffer forever, sister. Healing is possible, and I'd be honored to walk it with you. I will be running virtual groups ongoing, so whenever you find me here, reach out to me at connect@hopespeaker.com. I'm excited to walk into freedom with you. You are not alone. Your story is not over yet, and there is a path forward. Let's walk it together.